Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Franbi Effect. I'm glad you're joining me today for a conversation that's close to my heart. Conquering anxiety. I know, this isn't strictly a dead topic on the surface, but I want to be honest and upfront with you guys. The anxiety I face is always in the back of my mind, especially when I'm around my children. Many fathers struggle with anxiety, whether they talk about it or not. So this episode is for all of you who feel that weight on your shoulders, the racing thoughts and the constant worry. This is my journey. Now, a quick overview. So what is anxiety? Before we dive in, let's quickly define what we're discussing. Anxiety. Anxiety is more than just feeling stressed or worried. It's a persistent feeling of fear, apprehension, and unease. It can manifest in many ways. Physical symptoms like a racing heart or sweating. Emotional symptoms like irritability or restlessness. And even behavioral symptoms like avoiding certain situations. There are different types of anxiety disorders, like generalized anxiety disorder, GAD, societal anxiety disorder, panic disorder, and more. The important thing is to recognize that anxiety is a real condition, and it's okay to ask for help. I'm not a doctor or a therapist, but I am someone who has dealt with it, and I hope to shed some light on how you can approach this. So I'm not going to lie. Anxiety has been a companion of mine for a while. I have always had some anxiety. I think that is very common for human beings, and that's okay. But I didn't realize how much it affected me until I became a father. The responsibilities of caring for another human being, the constant fear of something happening to my kids, the pressure to be a good provider and a role model, it all amplified my anxiety. So let's get started. So my battle with anxiety goes all the way to when I was a kid. As a kid, I was always the loud one, the crazy one, the one that if your kids hung out with, you wondered if I was special. But anyways, one day, again, I will repeat that. One day, my parents put me in piano classes. I would go once a week for an hour and play for a little bit and go home and forget about it. Then it hit. A couple of months later, I was made aware of an upcoming piano recital, one of which I never prepared, I never practiced. So let's just go with I never practiced for. I will admit it was a small room, but a room full of parents and other students. And it's my turn. I play the first key, mistake. And the second key, mistake. And all of a sudden, my body shuts down. Meanwhile, my parents are looking at me in utter disappointment. What do? I finish and run out, never looking back. Since that day, I have carried with me an unhealthy amount of anxiety towards anything that required me to perform. Some might say, well, dang, you should have practiced more. And to you, I say, you are right. Some might say, your parents are savages and nuts. And to you, I say, you are right. But in closing, since that day, my anxiety has been a friend that has overstayed its welcome and had a big impact on my life, or the start, middle, and to today, big part of my life. I'm a military career, ruining something that I loved, enjoyed doing, something I wish I would have done or I wanted to do since I was a kid. It impacted me on my professional career. I couldn't stay in the same place for too long, where they might find out that I'm just that scared kid back at that piano recital. And professional career, not thank you, and affected me as a father. Well, will my kids ever wake up and realize daddy is not that superhero we make him out to be? This was difficult for me to admit, but to be honest, this is my experience. And this experience made me realize I couldn't just ignore my anxiety anymore. I needed to actively address it, not just for my well-being, but for the sake of my family. I needed to be strong for them. I needed to find ways to manage my anxiety so that it didn't impact them. Now, strategies that have worked for me, again, I want to reiterate, I am not a therapist, and what works for me might not work for everyone. However, I wanted to share some strategies that have helped me manage my anxiety over the years. I hope this will help you. Talking to someone. This was a big one for me. I was hesitant to open up about my struggles, but talking to my dad, a trusted friend, has been incredibly helpful. Sharing my feelings and getting outside perspective has been invaluable. Trying, and I'm going to say trying to limit my screen time. I found that excessive screen time, especially scrolling through social media, was exacerbating my anxiety. I tried to limit my exposure to screen, especially before bed. And something that I've gotten into recently, journaling. Writing down my thoughts and feelings has been a great way to process my emotions and identify triggers for my anxiety. Finally, right before or whenever I have to give a briefing at my personal work, something that has helped me a lot is my breathing exercises. One thing I do before any major project or anything that I feel my anxiety coming is I slow down and I just, for a minute and a half, I just stop and do breathing exercise. And breathing exercises have helped me immensely when it comes to my anxiety. Again, these are just a few of the strategies that have worked for me. The key is to find what works best for you and to be consistent with it. Now, let's talk specifically about anxiety and fatherhood. There are unique challenges that come with being a dad that can contribute to anxiety. The pressure to provide. I always felt that as a provider for my family, I am responsible for making sure everyone is taken care of. The fear of failure. No one wants to fail, but especially a father. We put a lot of pressure on ourselves to be good role models and make the right decisions for our kids. The loss of control. Let's face it, kids are unpredictable. You can't control everything that happens to them. And that can be anxiety inducing. The weight of responsibility. Being responsible for the well-being of another human being is a huge responsibility. The weight of that can be overwhelming at times. Again, it's important to acknowledge these challenges and to give ourselves grace. We're not going to be perfect. That's okay. What matters is that we're trying our best, seeking professional help when it's time. Sometimes these strategies aren't enough, and it's important to seek professional help. There's no shame in admitting that you need support. If your anxiety is interfering with your daily life, if you're having panic attacks, or if you're experiencing persistent negative thoughts, it's time to talk to a doctor or a therapist. They can help you diagnose any underlying issues and develop a treatment plan that's right for you. Now, I've learned that being vulnerable and honest with my kids about anything strengthens our relationship. And it's okay for them to see that I'm not perfect and that I struggle sometimes. When I'm feeling anxious, I try to explain to them what's going on in a way they can understand. For example, I could say, Daddy's feeling a little worried right now, but I'm going to take a few deep breaths and calm down. It allows them to learn about emotions and coping mechanism, and it also helps them to see me as a real person. I'm not suggesting you overshare or burden your kids with your anxiety. But being open and honest about your feelings can create a stronger connection and foster a sense of empathy. Now, I want to leave you with this message. If you're struggling with anxiety, you're not alone. Many fathers are going through the same thing. There is hope and there are resources available to help you. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to be vulnerable. And don't be afraid to prioritize your well-being. You deserve to be happy and healthy, and so do your kids. You are stronger than you think, and you can conquer anxiety. I know you can. Now, here are a few actionable steps you can take today to start conquering anxiety. Take 5 minutes to meditate. Go for a walk in nature. Reach out to a friend or family member and share how you're feeling, or research local mental health resources. Now, with all that said, I want to hear from you. What are your biggest challenges with anxiety as a father? What strategies have worked for you? Share your thoughts in the comments below. You can also connect with me on Instagram at Franbi Franco 1 and on YouTube at Franbi Franco 1. Again, thank you for joining me on this episode of the Franbi Effect. I hope this conversation has been helpful and encouraging. Remember to subscribe for more honest conversations about fatherhood. See you next time.